What's going on YouTube? It's me, First Review, back in here for another video. Today I got something pretty exciting. I got me some Chinese food. I got me Chinese food from a place called Golden Palace. It's just one of those typical Chinese food places that has a bunch of variety for what you can get. For example, General Tao chicken, chili chicken, which is what this is. I got me some chili chicken and like black pepper steak and all that stuff. But I just had some chili chicken because I wanted some chicken today. Also, they gave me a spring roll. It usually comes with egg rolls, but egg rolls have pork in it. I don't eat pork, so that's gonna be fun. And yeah, this whole thing wasn't too bad. This only cost me like $15, which I expected to cost me much more. I thought it was gonna cost me $18, but no, it did not. So without further ado, let's get into it. Ooh, I can already tell I'm being messy. I should get a plate, but it's fine. Get some rice. Okay, well, first bite there. That's good. That's good. I like this. This is good. I haven't eaten all day. What else do I need? It's got the chili chicken, I guess, and chili sauce, and just chicken fried rice. Not too bad. So again, this is from a place called Golden Palace. If you guys are in the Brampton area, you might not have heard of it because I've never really heard of it from beforehand either. Basically what I did was I went on Uber Eats and I would want to actually order this food to me because I didn't want to go out and get it. But then I saw it, and then I saw that it wasn't too far away. It's probably like eight minutes away. And I was like, is the 8 minutes really worth the extra like $5 I got paying delivery fee? And I was like, nah, no, it's not. No, but it's good. I like this. It's good. Oh, another thing is, it's nice and hot. A lot of time when I buy food and I bring it home and everything, or I order it, it's usually hot, but not as hot as it can be. This is like, it's fresh. I'm not a big fan of onion, but let's try an onion. Just say I did. Oh, and okay. Oh, it tastes like anything. Maybe that's not an onion. I don't know. How was your guys' day today? Mine actually sucked because I was driving, as I do so often, and I popped my tire. I have no idea what happened. But yesterday I was listening to music and I was reversing, and then the car started to I felt like it was kind of dragging, and I thought something was wrong with like my clutch. And then I turned off the music and I was listening to it as it drove, and you could just hear kind of like a grinding or something's clearly wrong with the tire specifically. So I stopped, got out the car, looked at it, flat, completely gone. So tragic, so annoying. I was so annoyed. Because of all the things that could have happened, that happened, please. After that, I had to call CAA. CAA took like 30 minutes. It wasn't too bad. And then I went straight to the mechanic to get it fixed. But the tire couldn't be fixed because there was just something completely wrong with it. They're like, I could seal it, but it probably wouldn't be safe to do that because it could still pop. Luckily, there's an extra tire in my size there. I just got a new tire. Well, it's a used tire, but new to me, right? Oh yeah. So that sucks. Look how good that looks. I'm just gonna end up eating all the chicken and leaving the rice. I know it. Other than that, my day was all right. I saw a movie, which is pretty good. I guess that's what the topic of this video will be about, besides the food. I want to dance with somebody. So it's either between that or Babylon. But I really didn't feel like sitting through Babylon for 3 hours. Even though I heard Babylon's incredible. So I do want to see that next whenever I just have time to do it. But it was pretty good. So for those who don't know, I Want to Dance with Somebody is just like a biopic about Whitney Houston and her life. It's pretty good. I liked it. Obviously not the best biopic I've ever seen. Biopics are like kind of hit or miss for me, as I'm sure they are for most people. But the singing was obviously good. So to my understanding, for biopics with like when people sing, for example, Elvis, what they'll do is they'll mix like the original actor's voice with like the original singer's voice, like Whitney Houston with I don't know the main actor's name, but they'll mix their vocals together. Or it could be like just completely Whitney Houston's voice when they're singing. But either way, it's pretty good. I think she did a pretty good job. Portraying Whitney Houston. So the good thing about these biopics is that I learned something new about this singer all the time. Like for Elvis, I had no idea that the Colonel like basically exploited him to death. And the same thing with Whitney Houston. I had no idea Whitney Houston was bisexual. No idea. That was news to me. That's great. And I had no idea that she was like, I knew she was addicted to drugs like cocaine and all that stuff, which is like how she passed away. But I had no idea it was like to this extent. Super tragic. Such a big talent, just like ended way earlier than it should have. One thing that was interesting to me is I feel like I remember hearing or seeing or anything like that. Not seeing, I wasn't around for the time, that Bobby Brown had a bigger influence on like her addiction and why she passed, right? To my knowledge, or to have known this whole time, like I'm not gonna say it's his fault, but like he definitely inhibited it. And I feel like in the movie they kind of downplayed how much he did. But then again, I don't know for sure, but that's a common thing with these biopics too, though, because I'll use Straight Outta Compton, for example, right? Straight Outta Compton was basically a biopic about NWA. In that movie, they kind of outline the story of NWA and what happened, from like them getting together, and then like Ice Cube leaving, and then like Eazy-E and Dr. Dre splitting up, and then all that stuff, and them trying to get back together, or Eazy-E reaching out and stuff like that. Right? Okay, so the thing about these biopics is that the people who are alive usually have a say in how the person who isn't alive looks, or how they look in the movie. Right? Obviously, because the other person isn't alive, they don't have a say. Because I remember Straight Outta Compton, correct me if I'm wrong, but they talked about like the beef and how they split up, and Eazy-E like created like a diss track and all that stuff. But they never really talked about like what Dr. Dre did, and like how Dr. Dre made diss tracks too, right? Like literally on The Chronic, the first song that isn't the intro is literally a diss track to Eazy-E, and they glossed over all that. So it's just like, they might not also paint the dead person in a good light, or they'll paint themselves in a better light. And that's just that. Like, obviously, Dr. Dre has a say in it. So he obviously didn't put he like dissed Eazy-E and all that stuff because he didn't say how he had to say in how he looks. And that's how I feel about the Whitney Houston movie and Bobby Brown. But like I said, I don't know. Alright? Let's try this spring roll here. One giant spring roll, still hot. Look at that. Perfect. I really hope that crunch came through because that was crunchy. That's nice. Some things I didn't like about the movie, though, was that I feel like they skipped or glossed over a lot of things that happened in the movie. Right? Like, for example, they would be jumping places. There's a part where they skipped to, and then the mom had, like, a broken leg. I know it really doesn't matter, but how the hell did that happen? And then their parents got divorced and all that stuff, and I think that was just like just a known thing because they also glossed over that too. Unless they didn't get divorced. Now I don't know what's going on over there. Dad out here giving people credit cards, giving his like new woman credit cards and all that stuff. Actually insane. And another thing is, okay, so the movie isn't long, right? But I do have a problem when movies feel long. So I know that if I'm watching a movie and it's a long movie and I'm like, oh, what time is it? How much time do we have left in the movie? I'm not liking it as much as I could. Ever this movie, I did that twice. I was like, man, this movie's still going on? Why is this movie still going on? But I was reading the reviews and someone said something that was pretty interesting to me. And they were basically saying like how this movie's kind of just like a retelling of like major events in Whitney Houston's life instead of diving deep into like her emotional state and like her experiences. Right? And not experiences as like being someone famous, but experiences of like how she had to like what she had to deal with like emotionally, mentally, physically, just like a deeper look into her as a person. Right? Because I feel like that's what these biopics should be. But then again, a lot of people don't know the life events of her or the major events. Like, for example, I didn't know a lot of the major events. So, I guess it works out. And for like, I'm gonna use that looking at the time in contrast to like a movie that I really, really like. So this movie I'd probably give like a 7.5 out of 10, just for that reason. You know what? I'm gonna start going to theaters and like taking mental notes on what I think about these movies, like more in depth, so I can actually like speak about it here better. Yeah, I'm just going off of like sheer memory, just off the top of my head. Right? But for example, Everything Everywhere All at Once, incredible movie. That movie's like a 10 out of 10 to me. I think that movie is, I wouldn't say perfect, because I don't think any movie is really perfect. I feel like you could probably find something different or better in any single movie. It doesn't matter what movie it is. Right? But that movie is definitely like a 10 out of 10 for me. In that movie, in that 2 hour and like 40-minute movie, I did not check the time once. I was so deeply involved in the movie. Like, I was so invested into it. That's one of the reasons why I didn't like it as much as I could have. But still, I'm going to give it like a 7.5, maybe a 7. I don't think 7.5 is a good place to stop at, because I feel like there is ways they could have made it better, but there's also ways they could have made it worse. And I understand that there's so many things that happen in these people's lives that like you can't possibly fit it into the movie. You have to skip parts. Like, you have to skip when the parents got divorced. You have to skip when the mom broke her leg. Right? Like, these things would just add to the runtime, provide no extra additional value to the movie itself. Especially since they're not like events that happen to Whitney. They're events that happen to like external characters. So of course I'm not going to knock the movie too hard for it, right? But I'm done eating for now. This is quite a bit of food. I know it probably doesn't look like a lot of food, but it is quite a bit of food. So I'll probably just let this sit here for a bit, and then I'll eat a bit more later when I get hungry, because like I said in one of my other videos, I need to eat more than once because I only eat once a day, and this is the one time. So if I take this meal, split into two, then I eat twice a day. Look at that, perfect solution. Anyways, this is really good. I like this. I like this a lot. I'll probably give this I'll give it like an 8.5. The way I grade it is based off of other chili chickens I have, and this is definitely up there. So I'd give this like an 8.5, right? Definitely check it out. It's Golden Palace. Wasn't too expensive. Cost me like 15 bucks. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out one of the suggested videos on the side. And remember to leave a comment down below of anything you want me to talk about or any food you want me to try. I'm trying something different with this video. I was looking at the analytics and watched some other videos, and they said audience retention is highest at the very beginning. So you shouldn't waste that much time, especially if you're a smaller YouTuber like I am. So that's why I didn't say any of the like, comment, share, subscribe, timestamps, any of that stuff in the beginning. I just want to get straight to it so I can get to the content to keep the audience retention longer. And then I just put the subscribe here at the end. I'm probably going to put like one of those little gifs I see where it's like, oh, subscribe, notification bell, da-da-da. But we'll see when I edit this video because I don't even know how to do that. So anyways, first review, Golden Palace, 8.5 out of 10. Follow me on Instagram. Peace.